Yeah, so we got a big meet, man. Our NWAC championships. So basically, like, the fastest people from, or the best people from all the, schools in NWAC are competing at this meet, and it's gonna be like competition, see who got the best school, who's the best athlete, who's this and that. Yeah, man, we're gonna try, man. So no guarantees, but I'm gonna try to, do what I can to support my team and score points and hopefully win my individual events and see what happens.
The men's 100-meter dash. It's Hill and Lane. Drew Hill takes it from Everett in 10:69.
Yeah, so like funny story actually. So it was my senior year, and you know how basketball is in the winter. So I actually committed to play basketball at a college in the winter, and at that time basketball season ended. I signed my letter of intent. I was ready to go, and in my mind I was just like, let me just try out track and field for fun. So it was the spring season, and following I just did track, just like have fun, I guess. And I don't know how, but I ended up making it to state in like 4 different events, like 100, I think it was 4x1 long jump and like 300 hurdles. And I actually ended up placing top 8 in 2 events, the 300 hurdles and the 4x1. And so basically, my coach was like, "Yeah, Drew, you're actually pretty good at track, stuff like that." And so I actually decided to go to play club track. Club is usually during the summer, and I went to go do club, and then I ended up making nationals in the 400 hurdles. I don't know how I ended up doing it, because I was just just running and jumping over hurdles and stuff like that.
Okay, the first time I met Drew, I think the Junior Olympics. When I first started track, it was after state, and then I joined the Junior Olympics team. And I met him through long jump or something. He was like a 400-meter hurdler. This one he was way skinnier. Like this one he was the skinny Drew at first.
So there's a whole skinny Drew.
Yeah. Then the transition from him taking it serious and actually working on sprinting and stuff. See the end goal in him. I think that's about like 3 years ago. I believe 3 years ago since I met Drew.
Got you.
Yeah, but I didn't know him at that point. But I just met him through that. That we kind of like follow each other along when we start doing other track meets and stuff. Yeah.
I still wasn't like developed at that time, so my coaches had me go to like community college. There's like, go to community college, get better, and then you can go to that D1 level that you always wanted to go to. And so I listened to my coaches and stuff like that. So I actually decommitted playing basketball from that school I was at, and then I ended up coming here to Everett, and then here I am now, like trying to get better and doing what I can to make it to that level I want to be at. I used to live not too far from here, like in Tequila, which is like South Seattle, kind of, and Everett was like, their track team was like the most known track team of JUCOs in the area. And so me, it was like no brainer, go here.
Like now, like when I first seen him, that he told me he was gonna be at Everett with me. So I was thinking, okay, we're gonna be having a like decent squad. Okay, Drew's gonna be probably working, just like believing the teammates who I have. But just literally, just watching Drew just like actually just put in work, like constantly over and over in the gym all the time. Just like he's showing like dedication that he wants to be the best at it. So I'm just seeing like the improvements in his mindset of taking the love of what he wants to do seriously.
I never thought that I would end up being a track athlete. Basketball was like just my main thing. I always told myself, ball is life, ball is life. Used to be in the gym, all this and that, and then I don't know how I just ended up making the switch in like just a year. Like it was a quick switch, but in my mind I was like, if I have the talent to go farther in track and field and make more scholarship money and save my parents money at the end of the day, that was something that was important to me. I mean, even though I played basketball my whole life, like, I was cool, like, the offers whenever I had, but, like, I didn't have, like, the potential to make it as far as I do for track. Even though I love basketball to death, and that's always going to be my favorite thing to do, and stuff like that. You know, I gotta do what makes the money. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go where the money's at and where it helps. You know, put me and my family in a better position. I'm starting to get those D1 offers and stuff I've been always wanting to get, and the money and stuff that to help my family. So I'm just trying to like keep going, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Me personally, I'm the first one in my family to go to college. And once like I told them I was, you know, I'm gonna go to college and run track, it was kind of like the first sign of like, you know, that they're proud of me and like, you know, like I have the ability like to take my family in a direction that hasn't been before and stuff like that. So yeah, so they completely support me the whole thing, the whole way, and they're hoping I make it to the level that I want to be at. Like my coach was saying, the percentage of people that make it out of junior college and move on to the university is like less than 5%. So yeah, like we had like a big group meeting and stuff like that, and he was running the numbers and stuff, and you know, that kind of like shocked some people, but in my head I was like, you know, I knew what that was, so like I'm trying to be one of those 5%, you know what I'm saying? So
It's a team sport where you push each other and motivate each other. That's when it becomes. But individually, it's how you train yourself and how you want to go approach to your own event. So I'll say that mentally it's by yourself, but your support team that's the foundation of the team.
I feel like a lot of people think because track, like, you know, it's not, like, if you just, like, look at it, it's not really a team sport because, you know, we're doing, like, individual events and, like, we're, like, competing against each other. But I think that's what makes it so special because at the end of the day, you know, we're all rooting for each other to be successful. And, like, even if you beat this person, you know, like, okay, so I got something I got to prove on. So I got next. I got you next. So it's just that, you know, competitive mindset. But at the end of the day, it's actually a family. So I think that's what makes track special and unique.
Because you bounce motivation off each other. It doesn't matter what event you do. I know what race you do. If you see them working hard, pushing each other, it should also bounce back and motivate you to do better in what you're doing. Because like everybody got their separate jobs that they're doing, but we all making it together as a team to look what you say, to accomplish what we're about to do. But I should just say, just bounce off. It's like it's a constant rotation. I'm bouncing off of each other, building each other up, and just keep accountability for each other to all do what we're supposed to do.
We always like joke like, you know, I'm gonna get out fast to you, I'm gonna beat you. So like it was always like that back and forth competition. And then like when we got to meet days, we always like say like, you know, next time I'm gonna beat you, or I'm gonna get out faster than you and stuff like that. So it's just a fun like competition between us, but like it was like in like a brotherhood type of thing, relationship. Like we want to push each other hard to make each other successful.
It's me knowing I went out on my part and just kind of push them so like we could both be great at something that like together like a duo just go out and dominate at whatever event we do. And so it kind of just like puts us at a higher pedestal, if you say, to make ourselves like look even greater. We both want to be number one. We both want to be on the top. We both know we underdogs. So it's just like we both had the same like journey where we both want to go, but on a separate path.
You're both underdogs?
Yeah.
How so?
Just because we still got a lot of growing to do. Even though we're at the top of where we're at right now, don't mean that nobody else can take our spot.
I don't know, ever since I ran my like 1067, my first meet of the season, I ended up placing. I think I ended up ranking #1 in the whole NWAC in the 100.
Having the school record, like, that's crazy, man. And that's going to be a very tough record to break, so.
I was excited because he was looking forward to this whole time. I was looking forward this whole time. So it was just like, we was all excited once we got there, all excited, happy in the hotel room. Once we did the shakeout, we was feeling it, already getting a visual picture of the energy that we were going to bring to the table. I did good, but then when I seen him, when he was about to race, I was just happy. I was like, okay, let's see. He's been training, he's been working out, he's been stretching, he's been taking care of his body the whole time. So I wanted to see, like, okay, what's he going to do? Let's see. And then while I was watching, he was in the blocks perfectly fine. I seen he had a little slip up at the first on the block stars, but he still drove it out to the biggest at the end, and then seen the one, just start yelling, just start screaming, just like I was like, my boy did it, let's go.
That was the start of like that. Like once I ran that, I was like, yeah, like I know, like, you know, this is for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I can really like do something with it. I'm just, you know, as long as I keep making progress and stuff, like there's no telling like where I could be at in a couple of years or whatever.
It was awesome, man. Like, cause like me and him were talking about, you know, like in our hotel, whatever. But be like, man, if you can actually win NWACs, that would be crazy. Cause he's been working for that because the season started all the way back like late September. So from late September all the way to May, he's been working for this all season long. And to come out with anything less than a win, from his perspective, will be a failure.
It don't matter what it is. He has a certain type of stretching he likes to do, warm-ups. Like, he's dialed in fundamentally. Like, when he goes for this race, he does, like, on Mondays, he does a specific workout for this day, this way, and the schedule doesn't change. And it goes all the way to the competition.
You know, I see the potential in him, and I think he's going to go on and do some really great things because he has that. I see him every day. He has that work mentality, that work ethic, and I just think that if you're talented and you have a really good work ethic and a really good, you know, support system, then you can go far in your accomplishments. And I think Drew's set up for that really, really well.
What would you like the next couple of years to look like?
So generally, I'd see myself, whatever school I go to, I want to make like nationals in my events and stuff like that at the, you know, at the Division I level or whatever school I go to. And then, if possible, I also have written, you know, to qualify for the 2024 Olympics. Like, that would be something crazy. Obviously, like, it's, you know, the longer the goals are, the harder it is, but I'm just trying to take it, like, a little step at a time. Like, I have, like, season goals that I've written out that I've actually completed, so I just put, like, a little check mark next to it. And then, you know, once we get the whole thing filled up, you know, we're going to be straight, so...